Begin transmission.
You are listening to Corellian Run Radio, your route through hyperspace to the latest news on Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Hi, and welcome to Corellian Run Radio. This is episode 136 and recording Sunday, January the 18th, 2015. My name is Jason. I'm joined by my co-host Heather. Howdy, Heather.
Hey, Jason.
I would like you to be my guest.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
Oh, Heather, how are you? How you doing?
Good. Just really excited for next week's event, going to PAX South, and in game we're trying to take over the black hole because we still haven't conquered the black hole. So we're working hard on that. I think we're in second place last time I checked, but we could be in first still. So still excited that my guild's doing conquesting and all that.
Nice. So you haven't got black hole yet?
I guess not, because we're really trying to win it. I think the issue for us is that the black hole, it has very PvP-centric conquest goals, and so for us, we're really good at GSF, and we're really good at PvE, but there's other guilds on our server that are just, they constantly are doing ground PvP, so it's really hard for us to compete with them. But I think we're doing pretty good, considering that we're not getting a bunch of these ground PvP points.
Yeah.
But this is, not the first time that the black hole has been up for grabs, so, maybe they've backed off a bit.
Well, that's good to hear. I mean, I was kind of curious on that, especially your guild, because you guys do that all the time, Guild Conquest. And I've noticed that some of them on our server on Shadowlands, it's kind of slacked off a little bit with some of the things going on. Some of the changes, especially Group Finder, which we'll talk about some of that. But I've noticed a little bit of lull, but maybe I'm encouraged to hear that you guys are still going and wait at it. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that.
We have slacked off a bit just because we did take over all the planets.
Yes.
But
The Despair
next
took
week,
everything.
Next week, I'm not sure if it's Rishi or Yavin 4 that's going to be up, but they said, or BioWare said that those planets are going to be conquestable. So we're really going to try and be the first to get those new planets.
Oh, nice. That'd be a good thing to go for. Yeah, I've been just kind of, still being in-game and, gearing up my Sork and my Sniper, which has been enjoying that. I got my Living Legend finally, so I'm happy about that. So I got my Legacy level 50. Yay! And I got Legend with Rishi and Yaman, so happy with that. So I got my Walker. I'm doing the Walker thing all over everywhere.
I really think at Legacy level 50, they should just give you an option for 12 times leveling, because if you played that much to get to Legacy level 50, you should just be able to level faster. But, have it as an option so you're not forced to level fast. You know what I mean?
That'd be great. I heard some other people talk about that, and I love that idea. So,
So BioWare, if you're listening,
make it happen.
We still want that.
Yes, please. Well, and I'm excited about today's stream. We have a special guest. Well, actually, he's more like family. Stopping by. Let's welcome Drew.
Hey,
Hi,
guys.
Drew.
Hi, nice to be on here finally again. It's been a while, and it does feel kind of like coming back home and to my old stomping grounds, So it's very exciting, very exciting. And I agree completely with the level 50 or the Legacy level 50. 12 times XP boost, that would be fantastic, and I think I've advocated for that on Twitter. So I'm definitely pumped on that. That would be so fantastic.
Well, if you're already advocating for it, we fully support you and endorse you on that matter.
And congrats on Living Legend, because that's very impressive. That's good work.
It's a lot of gameplay.
Yes.
It's only taken me since I've been in pre-launch when the game came out, but I got it.
Hey, you know what? An achievement is an achievement, and I still haven't. Here's a secret: I still haven't gotten Elite Warlord. So I know it's like
Mr.
what?
PvP doesn't have that?
I play a lot of PvP, but I don't play as much as some people. I learned it, but I didn't play it constantly, and so I know it's a shocker, but I'm really close. I'm like 93, I think, 94. It's a long grind in the 90s. So plus I also have major altitis. Don't forget, I have at least 2 warlords, not warlords, war heroes, Valor 70. So I mean, yeah, but so there's some achievements out there I still haven't gotten that I feel like I should have by now. But
Talk about all the alts. I got a character slot. I opened up another one.
So what's your main tune that you're playing right now?
me, it's Geldarian on the Harbinger. It's a gunslinger,
Oh,
level
okay.
60.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
so-
I think that's the picture I got right there.
Yep, that is him. Good old guy. Yeah, so I have 7 classes to 60. I've got to get my Sage to 57. He's 57 right now. I need to get him to 60. So that's my next goal, is to get that. I hate Sages, really do.
Really?
Yeah, I hate playing against them, and I hate playing them.
My first character was a Sork, and I just wasn't that excited about it. I thought it
Yeah.
would be close to like a mage or something, but it's just kind of not.
What? He has Force Lightning. Are you kidding me? I love
I
swords.
don't know.
I fell in love with them now. All that lighting stuff, I'm like, wow, this is exciting. My sniper is like, yeah, so I can shoot things. Woohoo. When you can just pump out 4 storm after 4 storm after 4 storm, yeah. Makes dailies go really fast.
No, that's true. It's stupid how powerful Force Storm is in many places, including PvP. But you know what? I mean, it's a good class. I know people love it. I can't. There's always the one that you just can't do, and so it's always the last on my list to do. And but it's it's a good class. I actually really enjoy the assassin though. I've got an assassin, and I know that's Heather's favorite.
Yay!
Now,
So-
you do tank or DPS with that?
I do infiltrator DPS,
Oh, nice.
or whatever it's called, infiltrator, deception.
Yeah,
Deception.
infiltration for the shadow, and then
Yeah.
deception for the assassin.
Yeah, when I write all my guides, I write them for Republic first, so I think in Republic terms. So
I know a lot of people that would be very happy that you're doing Republic, because everyone seems to be so Imperial biased.
yes, yeah, stinking Sith. Yeah, I know. I mean that in the very nicest way. But no, yeah. Well, with Gunslinger being my main, it's like I've kind of started on the Republic, and then all my alts were on the Imperial, and so. But the assassin, I don't know. I might start playing him in PvP and try to get him geared for ranked, because he's really, really fun now. I don't know what changed. It just, I don't know, has some fun to it.
Do you like the new animations? Is that some of it?
I actually think I like the Fira blade. This is gonna sound stupid, but I think I like the feel I get when I'm wielding a double-edged blade instead of a double-edged lightsaber. Weirdly enough, because I wield the Manon double-bladed sword thing, the Fira blade, and that's really, I don't know, it's really fun. But it looks cool. Yeah, I love the animations and the I don't know, it just has a good feel to it, and it has the same feel now with that the old operative had, and I really enjoyed old stealth operative too. So it could be, it's kind of probably something like that. It's fun in PvP, especially in objective based PvP.
I actually
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I saw this really funny picture on Reddit the other day, on the SWTOR Reddit. It's basically if SWTOR was on a Xbox. And so there's all these, controllers labeled with different classes like Power Tech, Assassin, Lightning Sork, and it labels the different buttons on what they are. So for the Lightning Sork, for example, one of the buttons is just Force Spam, and then everything else is just LOL, LOL, LOL. The concealment op is like resist everything, and then everything else is stab, 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 stab. So I sent you a picture of that just now. So I mean, if there's any way we can work that in, I thought it was a really funny little pic that someone put together.
That's awesome. Oh, that's hilarious. Obviously, the person plays Marauder. And the snipers, yes, that is so true. So many buttons. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's force spam. Gosh, that's hilarious. And then yeah, it used to be like I don't know if it has. Let's see, does it have gunnery? Arsenal mech? No, it's not quite as much as it used to be. Tracer missile, tracer missile, tracer missile. That used to be what you hit all the time, and
Well, with the power attack, it's missiles, missiles, missiles.
yeah.
Actually, that I'm just now working on my DPS merc, and pretty much tracer missile, rail shot, tracer missile, tracer missile.
It used to be so like I mean you're still really relying on it, but it used to be terrible. Like it was I remember like very first after launch, like if you interrupted someone's tracer missile, they would just stand there because they didn't know what to do after that. It was so funny.
What do
was
I
like
do now?
Yeah, I was like your whole strategy was to confuse them by interrupting tracer missile.
I'm lost. My tracer missile didn't go off. Way help.
Electronet.
Oh, well,
yeah,
that's,
now that's such a good skill in ranked, man. I miss that skill when we don't have a commando. To build my perfect ranked team, we would have we'd have a commando on it because it's so good. But yeah, but believe it or not, I've not been doing as much ranked right now. I've been doing a little bit, but I've been mostly playing with my stronghold because I left before those happened.
Oh, hear that, Heather? Somebody's working on their stronghold.
Yeah, I know that she's not gotten around to that yet, but so much fun, man. It's weirdly fun, like addicting. It's stupid addicting. Like you're like, why am I doing this? Why am I tweaking this? I should like go do actual real life laundry, and then you realize, but that's not fun like this is.
No, I can decorate my house and look exactly like Yavin and Rishi.
Yeah.
If there was a way that I could like have a contest for people to decorate my stronghold for me, I would if it didn't involve account access. but yeah.
Did you do that with like a gold key? Hold on, let me look. Let's see. I think you can.
Oh no! If you could, then I would totally have done this like months ago.
Listen to what? I can give a key to somebody?
Yeah, you can give keys to people.
I don't think they can decorate though. I think they can just invite other people.
I think silver you can get resources.
Yeah, I think that's probably you can't.
I think the only one you can decorate is like guild ship. So just get your own guild ship, Heather. And then just
got an extra 40 million credits lying around?
Yeah, just come on, you can do it, Heather.
If I had an extra 40 million credits, I'd buy the Shea Vizsla helmet. I bought the whole outfit except for helmet, so I have to get some credits for that.
Oh,
wait, how much is it?
When I looked, it was 900,000 credits for the helmet.
Yeah. That's not too bad.
Actually, I'll go and put that up.
Yeah, it's not bad, but I spent a bunch of money on augments.
There it is. There's a Shea Vizsla armor set there from the new stuff.
Yeah, I have to say, like the money right now in Star Wars is much more easy to get than it used to be. At least for me, I've been printing money. I made like 8 million credits in the last week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's just like, yeah, I don't know. Slicing is the new dailies. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah. Well,
so
that's what's hilarious. You go into Yavin, and it's just people. It's like you think, oh wait, they're going to steal my relic node. No, they're going for that slicing node. Everybody, just get out of their way because it's fun. You can just sit back with popcorn and watch people fight over the slicing nodes.
Yeah, makes me wish I was on a PvP server. I still regret the decision not rolling on a PvP server because that was.
I bet that would be
awesome.
Wild. Would you just sit back and watch?
The
I would
first
just
character
farm people.
Yeah, the first character I leveled through the new expansion, I did it on a PvP server, and it was just like so nerve-wracking. Like everyone's trying to do the same thing at the same time, but no one's like attacking each other, and then all of a sudden everyone starts attacking each other, and it was like, oh my god, because I'm like just a little Care Bear on Harbinger, and I'm like on the Bastion getting attacked by people on the new expansion. So it was.
Well, it's like even on the Care Bear server that I'm on too. Even if you're flagged, it's kind of like that. Everybody's like, okay. Some of the what's the one I'm trying to think of, the Gree event where you get flagged, and it's kind of like you'll wait in line, but then it's like everybody's looking, and it's at one time when somebody just breaks out, and then it all goes crazy. Then
yes, you're just waiting for the first person to fire a shot, and then that's it. It's over.
Yeah,
the truce is done.
Yeah, we were talking about this. We're going off on a totally subject here, folks, but who cares? We're having a good time. The new thing they're testing out for 3.1, we were talking about. Actually, Heather, you guys were talking about this for the 2 million legacy perk on Republic. About,
the mount while moving.
We figured out my nephew figured out how he's gonna do that. He's an operative. He's going to go in, tag somebody like with that during the PvP events, like that, and just he can get out, exit combat. On the speeder.
It'll be really nice for
gone.
the stealthers.
Yeah, he's gone.
No, that will be really handy. So. I kind of wonder if it's a little overpowered, but I think it'll just be too convenient to not exist. Like everyone will probably hate it.
It can't be too OP. You're running away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Although
we need to buff running away skills for stealthers. Obviously, they need more help to get away.
Exactly. Yeah. Meanwhile, the sniper's still getting killed.
Oh god, that would be totally nice for like a hatred assassin. Stick all your dots on them and then just like run.
See ya. You're dying.
Started on dots. Oh. The dots in this. Oh man, it's weird. Like you don't realize how bad the dots are until you go into ranked PvP, and then your bar is like 6 lines thick, and you realize I'm gonna die in like 3 seconds, and you don't even take a hit from anyone directly, and you just die, and it's sad. There's so many dot specs now, and everyone realizes they're super powerful, and so. The smart thing to do is to take a dot spec that has innate protection against dots, and then that'll be somewhat of an even playing field.
It's so good, but I'm just stubborn.
What do you like playing?
I like playing my Deception Assassin. Like, I don't even think I know how to play a Hatred Assassin. I just know what it's about. ... Death field ...
Yeah, it's basically all it is. That's it. That's all it is. So yeah, I mean, but like I still enjoy the Gunslinger more than anything, even though it's not very strong still, because it's never going to get buffed again. I don't think. I'm starting to lose hope on that, but I still love playing it, so it doesn't really matter. It's just so squishy right now, so very squishy.
Very squishy.
Yeah. If they could just give us back some of our defensive skills that they took from Saboteur, because Saboteur is just now an AOE spec, so unless you like AoE, you're not going to be playing with that. So,
I have found one thing while playing, my marksman sniper. The suppressive fire.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I spam that now.
Yeah, it's very powerful, especially in like big center fights with Alderaan Civil War or anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're spamming that. I'm like, because I had somebody show that as well, unless you're using Orbital Strike to get the knockdown effect. Just use suppressive fire, and I was thinking, what? And I tried it and did my utility where you can increase the damage on it, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's our Force Storm.
It is. I mean, because you can pretty much do it again as long as you have enough energy.
Yep. Except we have to be in cover to do it, unlike sorcerers.
They can just walk up, boom.
Yep.
Walk up, boom.
But I mean, yeah. Aside from that, it's a very, very good skill, and I mean, Gunslinger's definitely good at. You have to play it right. You have to play it right because it can be used very good in objective-based PvP, especially with the stealth detect now, and it's just so easy to use your suppressive fire now that they don't have the upfront energy cost. You basically can't be snuck up on anymore, ever. Like if you get snuck up on as a gunslinger now, you weren't paying attention. And so they're great in objective-based PvP, and I've heard in group ranked, which I really want to get a team together sometime. But I've heard in group ranked they're really good too because they have amazing burst potential. It's just they die so fast. You need people to watch your back.
Yeah, that's my nephew. He plays a lot of PvP. He was doing ranked with his, gunslinger. Well, even some last night, and I was sitting there watching him. And he's found with the team he runs with is that he will find a spot to get away and just be on the side. And hide around some corner or something, and stay back from everybody else. And the other team was just pretty much leaving him alone. He was just doing damage from the distance, and the rest of the team was taking the threat, basically getting everybody's attention.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, if you can do that, if you leave a gunslinger alone, it's a bad decision.
Yeah,
it's gonna wreak havoc on you. That's my personal goal as an assassin when I play in PvP is to kill all the gunslingers.
Listen.
And I am one, so it's I
know what
these
you're
are my
doing.
brethren. Yes, exactly. I know how they play, and I know what they want, and they want to be left alone, so I'm not going to let them have that. So, that's funny.
So, you've you've still been in the game and everything like that. So, how have you interpreted some of the new stuff that you've seen?
Like this new stuff, like the news coming out?
Yeah,
or...
well, speaking of the news, let's go ahead and get into that. Let me go ahead and
Yeah.
put that down.
From the Newsnet and beyond.
Well, yeah, and so what we're talking about is some of the changes, not only in 3.0, which had a few bugs in it, but we got 3.02, which dropped this past week and was fixing some more of the bugs and also made some changes, not only to Group Finder, but also added some new items that have been a little bit on the controversial side, we'll say, maybe. So what have you guys thought of the changes, some of the things that's been coming out? I guess you want to start out, we'll go with the Group Finder stuff going on.
Oh, I'll let Heather take that because I don't use the Group Finder. That's PvE.
Oh, listen to
Well, I don't use the group finder either.
Okay.
No,
She just-
in my guild, we just create our own groups. Like we're very. I mean, I'm not saying that we're closed, but we don't. I don't have a need for a group finder. We always have people to play with. So yeah, I actually have no idea.
For the conquest points. Even if you're in a group?
Yeah, we use it for like when we do flashpoints and stuff.
Okay.
But like, I guess I never noticed what the rewards are.
Oh, well, let's go through that.
I'm sorry. I know I'm like really bad.
Okay, well, the Group Finder, if you haven't looked at it, Heather, it's now changed a little bit. They've now got, of course, they've added, the old things for level 60 now. Level 60 used to be for tactical, you just had Blood Hunt and Battle of Rishi. Well, now they've added the older content, like Zerka Labs and a bunch of other things.
Oh, that's better instead of always having to do.
Until you get to the rewards. The rewards now have changed, which I understand. Older content, I have no problem with that. You want to get just basic comms, that's fine. I have no problem with that. However, for the weekly, for your tactical weekly, because that's kind of one of my bread and butter things I get, not only conquest points, but just, elite comms and different things like that. You still get some elite comms for your weekly. However, in order to complete the weekly, you can only do level 60 flashpoints, or the tactical ones. And they throw you in with a bunch of level 55 tacticals. I've noticed, yesterday especially, when it first came out I didn't notice anything, but yesterday especially, a lot of people, we were like 4 of us were level 60. They sent us the Zerka Labs and then Zerka Meltdown. Both of those I had 1 and 2 people just drop just right out of it.
Oh, because it doesn't count for the weekly.
It doesn't count for the weekly.
Oh my god, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
Yeah, that's annoying because I didn't notice it first, and then it's like, oh wait, that didn't count for my weekly on the tactical, and I'm thinking,
I sense a pattern here.
I'm sensing a pattern here.
So like on the weekly, it's not there, but in Group Finder it is. So it's just like, you can do this flashpoint for funsies, but you won't get credit for it in the tactical weekly.
Even though you queued up for the tactical, and you have to queue up for all of them in order, your daily reward has to be highlighted, enabled so that you can get credit for it. However, I did notice this and pass it along to everybody. Once you do the daily, if you want to do the daily for the 30 basic comms, I don't know that anybody would want that. I still take it anyway. What you can do after that is go into the changes right above there. You see the little mark for the basic comms. Click on that, and it'll open up a new screen. Uncheck everything but Battle for Rishi and Blood Hunt, and then requeue. And that will give it, even though your daily reward is not highlighted, you'll still get credit for the weekly. So,
yeah. Well, if you want to do your daily first and then queue up just for those two, that's probably good too. I mean,
that's kind of what I do too.
If you get lucky, then you get it on the first try.
Hey, yeah. That's what happened early in the week, and then the weekend it's been like, here, let's throw 460s into Zerka. Well, that's actually fun. In fact, because it's, on my Sork and my Sniper, I enjoyed tanking. That was interesting. And tanking and not dying. I mean, I was like, yeah, take that. The Vigilant was right. I mean, yeah, go ahead. Throw your best at me. Nothing. But, I mean, but I can get where, you're like, I queued up for this, and this is not really challenging, and it's not really helping me, even for my guild conquest points, etc., etc. So,
yeah.
So did they increase the difficulty on some of those hard mode flashpoints like Hammer Station and Mandalorian Raiders? I noticed that it says level 60 on there. Did they
Well, it
actually
says level
increase
60
the
below, but if you look at the top, it says hard mode
level
flashpoints
50?
level 50.
Because I did Mando Raiders the other day and it was like really easy, so I don't think they did.
Well, see,
but
I've never
I mean,
had that one pop for me at all. I highlight all of them. I've never had that one pop for me at all.
so that's kind of deceiving. Like, so if you're, I don't know, that's giving mixed messages.
Well, for me, I'd love your idea. If they would bump it up to like be for level 60, even if they make it for like 172 gear, 168, I don't know, a lower level gear rating for the stuff, but still 60 maybe health points, level 60 health points for the bosses and stuff.
I think they are. It looks like it is to me. I'm in game right now because got the stupid buffs that I can't log out now for that achievement. So I'm like making sure I don't log out. So I'm looking at my group finder and it looks like they're all level 60. So maybe they did change the health and stuff. I mean, they're hard at level 55. Like they would still probably be somewhat of a challenge. Yeah, some of those bonus bosses
maybe we're just good.
Ooh. See, I didn't get any of those to pop. The normal hard modes, the classic hard modes, what they're calling them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the normal hard modes, the level 60 hard modes, yeah, I get those to pop.
You know what I'd really like?
Right,
I'd like if they went back and did the Foundry and False Emperor and all those, and at level 60 hard mode, that would be really nice. Because, we've done Hammer Station and Kadamimu and Mando Raiders for a while now, but there's not really too much of a motivation to go back to the older flashpoints that, they are related to Revan. The Foundry is all Revan.
Well,
so.
and like the Foundry especially, and False Emperor is not related to Revan, other than HK's in it. They are important to get the HK questline. It would be nice to make it worthwhile for people to go back to some of the other flashpoints, especially when they're tied to other quests.
Yeah, no, that's true because anything that's tied to quests, that's why I'm glad that the Circa ones are in the group finder because, some people probably can't solo them. So it'd be nice for them to be able to solo it.
Yeah. And it's also easier to get to Zerka now because before they were added for level 60s on the group finder, you couldn't do the weekly, which the weekly gives you elite comms on Zerka. So you had to either fly to Zerka with a group of 4 and then try to go into them. With group finder, I mean, you can still get a group, it's no big deal, but just making that travel wherever you're at, you could be doing Yavin dailies and then group finder pops and you're there at Zerka doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So I think it's nice to have that around, and all the the more stuff that they put in the group finder is good, especially because of decorations now. People like those as well. So, and if nothing else, you can sell them.
Yeah.
Even if you don't do strongholds like some people here, you can sell them and make bank because the bottom fell out of the other market, which we can talk about.
Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of decoration, have you seen the new? And I said it last time, Heather, about the big gear. That drops, and I said it wrong. It's not in Battle for Rishi. It's actually Blood Hunt.
Yeah, from the torch. Yeah,
that one I've got that a couple of those, and I thought that was a real cool. I didn't know if you'd actually seen that one or not.
I've seen it in preview, but
was it a decoration?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
it's like a set of gears, right?
Yeah, it's huge. It's not animated, although it'd be really cool if it was. But it takes up like a majority of your wall. I mean, you have a large panel, and it takes up a big, huge spot. It's really neat. Kind of cool.
That's cool. Yeah, no, I saw that in the preview, and I knew it was bugged to not drop, and now it recently started dropping again or something like that. Yeah, so that's cool.
3.01, I think it's dropped, but it's actually working now. So
yeah.
Speaking of decorations, I guess this is some of the new items. There is actually a hut, a Rishi hut. Now it's not in a drop, but it's in a new pack. But I don't even know if that pack's out. I was just kind of previewing some other decorations I saw, like got a Masasi, a water reservoir thing or whatever.
Huh.
That dropped,
cool.
But I only saw the preview of this Rishi hut. It's huge. It's like a centerpiece size thing.
Ooh, a centerpiece size. Nice. Very
and
nice.
Something for your PvP people. There is a Revan, or it's kind of like where you battle Revan. It's a Yavin battle arena.
Oh.
It's starship size.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I
Oh my
know
gosh.
exactly.
You
I
know,
can't remember
when,
where that was from, but it looks just that arena size, the Yavin arena. Starship
That-
You know,
size.
before Strongholds came out in beta, me and one of my friends, we used to play on the Starship landing pad, but there's nothing there yet because we
No,
didn't
should
have
have
any
one.
decorations. So if you could actually put a decoration that looked like
Oh yeah, it looks just like I was like, yeah, that looks epic.
this
Yavin
came out,
Combat Arena.
why haven't I not heard about this? Oh my god!
I just
I'm
saw
gonna
it last night when I was scanning the previews. I saw
It's in the
Rishi
Pilgrims
head.
pack, yeah.
I was
See that
like,
here.
I'm gonna have to tell my friend.
yeah, that
Oh my
looks epic.
gosh.
That would be great for a guild.
Darn, now
like
what'll I
Tatooine?
do? Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to buy now. See, now I know what to do with my 8 million credits. I'm gonna have to open up Tatooine because I already have a ship on my Nar Shaddaa one. I have my XS freighter. So
The Nar Shaddaa one is the best though because you have to like jump to it.
yeah, well, yeah, off the edge of where you just start off.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. This is incredible. Like having a combat arena. Oh
my gosh! Like
get one.
Yeah, I wish I got a screenshot of that, but it's not really good. The preview window's not a great screenshot.
You just made me a very poor man, Jason.
Sorry about that. Couldn't help it, man. I saw that. I was like totally geeking out because I was like, man, I don't have the Tatooine stronghold. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to be a poor man also because I'm gonna have to open that up.
Man,
I've I've never been so excited about a decoration. Like this is like when I played Strongholds in beta. That's what I played it for. I was dueling people inside Strongholds and
BioWare, you finally did it. Heather's now hooked. She will be buying decorations now just so she can have a battle arena.
I tell you what, Strongholds has a little something for everyone. For the people who just don't care and want to just have the utilities of the cargo bay and the mailbox and a repair vendor wherever they are in the world, they can do that. Or if they want to get all customizable, they can do that. Or if they want to build a Mandalorian dueling arena like I'm gonna do, they can do that.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I literally have a mailbox and a bed
Yeah.
in my drum and cast Stronghold. So
You have a bed? Wow, that's a nice touch of RP right there. You're like,
well, like I had to take a picture of a bed for one of my screenshots on the blog. So that was like I don't think I took it off after that, and then I put it in a mailbox because I don't know. That was like the first thing I decided to decorate, and I said I don't like this, and then I stopped.
You didn't put a cargo bay down?
No. I just used the guild ship.
And see, now that's what my biggest thing. I'm just like, I'll be going around and my bags are full. Okay, we're back to the stronghold. Dump everything off. Okay, I'm back at it.
yeah, no joke. And just the ability to repair or sell all your crap at any time. Yeah, it's kind of nice. I like it. Or if I'm in a PV, like if I'm flagged for PvP, because I run around flagged doing most of my dailies. But if I have to stop for a sec, I'll just go ahead and port to my stronghold real fast. And then just like log and go AFK, and then I'll come back and port back to where I was because I don't want to get ganked while I'm AFK. Because only noobs get ganked while you're AFK. Like that's just sad.
Especially
No
nowadays,
offense.
we got that quick travel. It's like, you got ganked. That's sad.
Yes.
So let's
yeah,
see.
now it's really bad if you do.
Let's see. I'll go ahead and put that up again. Some of the new items that we were talking about. So, and let's see. What was one of the other items you were talking about, Heather? They
Oh, the
introduced?
slot machine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of talk about that. I think it's kind of cool. We have a one in our guild ship, and one of my guildies has a few in his stronghold. So I was playing it. I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting all these cartel certificates that I've never been able to get because I don't really open up a lot of cartel packs or I don't really buy them. So it was nice to be able to get these cartel certificates in game and be able to buy some of the stuff that I otherwise wouldn't have been able to get unless I spent some real money or some real credits buying packs.
That's nice. I didn't realize you could get cartel certificates. I just knew that people were getting the junk that they could turn in for the purple stuff that they were selling on the GTN.
I got a whole bunch of those, so it's really nice just to get those exclusive items.
Well, and you can also get the reputation for, like, isn't the freebooters?
Oh, yeah, you can get reputation too. I'm like, wow, this is increasing so much. I've never had so much reputation.
See, you don't have to actually pay money to get your rep or cartel certificates now.
That is great. That is good. That's a good addition. I like that. Aside from the fact that it killed my money making, it halved my money making. I'm not even joking.
So how did it kill your money making?
Because people get Jawa junk when they do these slot machines, and they can turn that junk in for grade 11 materials. Well, my whole economy was for all my characters was built on sending people on rich and bountiful missions to get the crits, to get the purple items for like treasure hunting and underworld trading and slicing and things like that. And then I would sell those, and usually I would make a decent profit. I'd send maybe 2 or 3 before I'd get a crit, and I'd get 2 of them, and I'd sell them for at least double what I'd spent. So, if you're patient, you can make a consistent income on that. Well, now the price has literally halved, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
And so on the plus side, I didn't hoard all my stuff. I was selling everything I had as I got it, and I spent probably 1 million credits total and got a full stack of every purple item. So that's not bad. I mean, at least now I have the crafting materials. Now
Yeah.
that
See, now on
market's bottomed out.
my thing on that is I'm having so much trouble for getting the medical supplies for the purple ones on it in the grade 11, and it hardly ever drops. I mean, I'm sending out on rich missions all the time.
Yeah.
And it hardly ever drops. I'm like, what the heck's going on? So for me, at getting besides the guild conquest weekly thing where you get the purple things if your guild finishes in top 10, I was like, how am I going to get all this purple stuff to even do any real crafting and stuff like that? So
one benefit of doing the slicing that I was doing on Yavin as you run around is occasionally you'll get mission drops too. Ooh. And so that was like the gold mine. Like when you get one of those, it's worth at least 60,000 credits. Well, it used to be before before it was the market was flooded. So BioWare has said they're going to look into this and see, because they don't want the economy to be tanked by these. But maybe they'll reduce the drop rate or something. But for right now, it's a buyer's market. So
I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, but
no, every economy is cyclical at some point for something. But yeah, I mean, so for this, you can invest right now into buying this stuff and then sell it slowly as after they fix the drop rate or something. You can sell it slowly.
Buy low, sell high.
Exactly. Don't sell it all at once, because then you'll be doing the exact same thing everyone's doing now. But so it'll be interesting. It's an interesting economical experiment right now. So
I found the thing and it's not purple mats by any means, but the mats in general, whether it's scavenging or the bioanalysis or artifice, especially on Yavin and Rishi, it's everywhere. There's a ton of it. So I mean, trying to sell those mats, you're not going to get anything for them.
No,
yeah, I haven't even turned in my Jawa junk or the other stuff yet that I've gotten from the slot machines. I've had quite a few from playing just a little bit.
Yeah, so I've got a couple stacks as well, so I don't know what I'll do with it. I may turn it in at some point if I need something, but see what happens. I don't know. It's an interesting problem at the moment, because it's not a problem for some people and it's a big problem for others.
This is a really off topic, but I'm reading the patch notes for 3.02, and under Blood Hunt, it says Shay Vizsla got her vision checked and now recognizes bounty hunters who are Mandalorians. That's pretty funny.
Well, yes and no on that. From
what is that?
Anybody that I've seen, basically at the beginning, when you were a bounty hunter and you showed up in front of her, she kind of acknowledged that you're not a Mandalorian or something like that. Well, it's basically, from what I heard, I was listening to the Bad Feeling podcast and Brian was talking about it, and basically they just kind of edited that first part out of the thing. So it's, kind of a short look acknowledgement that, okay.
So she just doesn't say that
let's
they're
have
not
a duel,
one.
basically let's have a duel now or something like that. So
So it doesn't actually acknowledge that you're a Mandalorian, it just doesn't say that you're
say
not.
that you're not.
Yeah,
oh, okay. Well, the line in here is kind of funny.
it was kind of funny there. So
I love it when they have a sense of humor about the patch notes. It's one of my favorite things. They used to, back in Lord of the Rings Online, Sapience used to do that all the time. He would have the weirdest ones where the orcs near such and such have been taught their manners, and now they do not run heedlessly into the camp or something like that. And it was very funny. He would always have some quip somewhere in the patch notes. It's kind of like playing Where's Waldo.
When Amber used to do this stuff, there was a lot of little jokes that people would look for too. So that was fun. Amber Green, she's now a live producer.
Yeah, she got her bigger job.
Tate usually does when he posts about it in the dev notes. He usually makes a joke there, but
I think he's the one that does that writes the patch notes now.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Good stuff.
But back to the slot machines, we bought one, or not bought one, but one got donated to our guild ship. And our guild ship, it's pretty awesome. It's public, but then because it was public, we had people just trying to use our slot machine, and so it was inhibiting actual members from using the slot machine.
Well, there's a cure for that, and it's legal to do. Charge admission.
So we had to make our guild ship private so that our members could use it and not be blocked off by visitors.
Well, that makes sense. I mean,
yeah, I mean it's kind of sad, but maybe we'll open it up later.
Yeah. Be kind of nice if you could like lock off certain rooms on a guild ship.
Oh, that would be nice. Like guild members only,
especially the ones you have to use the elevator for.
The VIP room.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd be all for that.
That'd be kind
of nice. we can mention all that stuff at the community cantina.
Which will be
yes.
Let's see, San Antonio coming up on that.
Yeah, on Friday.
Ooh, Friday.
The 23rd.
Yeah, I will actually be there.
Awesome.
It's gonna be at PAX South. Are you gonna be there, Drew? Or are you gonna be able to make it?
Oh, I'm 8 hours away at least. Sorry, I gotta teach, so that's the plus and downside of being of teaching college classes is that you really can't leave in the middle of the semester for anything.
Actually,
so I'm gonna go, but I don't know if I'm gonna be so hardcore about the questions. I mean, I can bring my little list of questions again, but I can really only ask one because they're not gonna keep picking on me.
And that's not true. I listened to the thing from the press event. You asked several of them. Go for it, Heather.
I know, but that was in a cantina. That's when they were actually answering my questions. So here it's just like, oh, are we getting another playable race? And they can say yes or no, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, they've already acknowledged that we're getting.
I know, but that's what people ask still.
Yeah.
That's why you take the microphone, Heather, and you just ask your questions first.
I was actually, we're going to try and live stream it we're going to try and live stream the community cantina for my new laptop that I got.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried that. Was it the one in the other PAX out west? I was going to try to live stream that.
Ben, the Guildie. But I think there's something with the internet. I'm afraid the same thing is probably going to happen just because it's a PAX. Everyone's going to be trying to use their internet. And so I don't know if we'll be able to get an anchor or whatever they call it on a cell phone.
Well, now you're meeting up with... Now, here's a thing to do. I'm going to just kind of make plans for you guys. Brian is doing the after hours kind of cantina. Community cantina, I guess, from Bad Feeling Podcast. So I don't know if he's actually going to the cantina, but it's still going to be...
Oh, yeah, he is.
So maybe if you can't do it at the actual community cantina, maybe do the after-hour show or something like that.
That would be kind of cool to do something. I remember in Las Vegas, Wook was trying to invite some of the BioWare people out to the club that they reserved, and for me, I'm such a homebody, I didn't go. But yeah, I don't think BioWare could go to any after-hours events.
I don't know, man. It's PAX South. I don't know. Maybe some.
Yeah, well, I'm on vacation, so maybe I'll go do a lot.
Yeah, there. Ask away. They'll show up.
You can be an official correspondent. I mean, that's what you're saying. I mean, like, I am here for Corellian Run Radio, and then that should do it, right?
By the way, we're having margaritas. That's the other way.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I'll bring my laptop, and then whatever happens. But I want to party too. I can't be all. Well, I'll try. I've tried really hard at all these previous cantinas, but kind of just want to play this time.
Do whatever. Yeah, do whatever works.
Have a good time. That's the thing.
Yes. We don't want you to be all work and no play. That would make Heather a dull girl. That doesn't rhyme.
That doesn't rhyme, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think she's a dull girl anyway.
No.
So anyone that's listening to Corellian Run Radio and you want to say hi to me, I'll be at PAX all 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and there will be a community cantina on Friday night at PAX. Starts at 7 o'clock. I'm not sure what room it's in, but I think we have a link for more information.
Let's see. Actually, it will be in the... Let's see. I have it right here. I had it. And I've got... Oh, room 007D is what it has there at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. So we'll definitely put that in the show notes also. If you can make it, please do so. Yeah, Heather. And let's see. Moving on, let's see. We're getting ready to get into some PvP discussion. That's why we got the Gildarian or Drew back on.
That is my purpose in life.
To PvP.
Yes.
So, did you get to see the post about ranked from Alex?
Yes, I did. Yes. I thought it was, for most part, good news, good stuff. I like it. Basically, the idea of having tier 3 rewards having a floor rating in season 5 is really, really good idea. Because people are just queuing up to just get them. The only problem is that they reduced the queue size. So I don't know, because to kind of put this in context, in the last season, because I've been following the ranked PvP stuff, I've been watching it as I've been away playing other games. I've still been watching this game because I knew I'd be coming back eventually. And so they gave some rewards out to people regardless of their rating. Like if you had participated in 10 games of ranked PvP, you got the thing, the crystal. And so that was good, but also bad, if you can see what I'm saying. It's good to have a reward for participation, but it's bad to give exclusive stuff to people who don't even care, and it's also kind of producing an attitude of, well, I'm just queuing up to get my crystal. I don't really want to try, or I will queue up in
I don't
PvE
like that.
gear. Yeah, so without a sizable population, you can't sort people by rating, and so you don't you'll get someone with PvE gear in your team, and they'll just get crushed and they're useless. And it's no offense to people who don't want a PvP. I mean, I get that, but if you don't want a PvP, you shouldn't do ranked PvP. You know what I mean? So,
kind of in the name itself, ranked PvP. Kind of
right. It's a level of seriousness that people need to have to go in to do it. You need to have your stem. You need to have your med packs. You need to not be in PvE gear. You need to have at least the 2018 expertise and your stem. If you don't have that, you're really not ready yet. So, and there's just no way to sort them into the I'm not ready yet category if you don't have enough people to fill that category. If you only just have the one person queuing who's bad at that moment, then they're going to get in every game that you're in if you have a small queue size. So yeah.
Yes, I wish more people would do that. I'm hoping at the cantina they're gonna introduce something PvP centric so people get excited about it. Yeah. But that's wishful thinking.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's not unreasonable. We haven't really had any PvP news except for this little blip for season 4 and season 5, which they're not going to have preseason before season 5. It's just going to go straight from season 4 to season 5, which I think is an interesting move.
Well, I think it's good because then people can't lose interest. They'll be like, okay, well, I got this rating in season 4. Let me keep going and try to do it in season 5. And there's no break. There's not a week where they lose interest or whatever.
I had a question about that because the other reason they said for that, because there's not going to be any gear when they come out with update, 3.2?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking now, once again, I'm not the PvP guy. Is that a really long time in between gear tiers?
Honestly, the less time PvPers, despite popular belief, most PvPers don't like grinding gear. We don't want to have to go get our gear every single time. I mean, we want some kind of progression, but leaderboards serve that purpose for ranked PvP. So when we get the top tier of gear, and then they have a preseason that makes us have to go earn it again, it's not exactly fun, So I'm glad that they're doing this because it makes it so whatever progress you make in Season 4 can kind of carry over to Season 5 a little bit. Okay, on the other hand... Oh, so sorry?
No, that's why I asked, because, for me, I would be like, well, I would like some more gear to get better stats. But see, now for me, I'm not in PvP, so I can see what you're talking about. The leaderboard is actually your kind of carrot, I guess you would go with trying to get that higher rank.
Yeah, and gear it kind of serves this ancillary purpose of customization, really. That's how the PvPer looks at the gear is, okay, do I want a gear for more crit or more power, or how do I want to do this, how do I want to trick out my gear? And this provides more time to play with things and less having to regrind the base set out again over and over again. But on the other hand, you can't start fresh in Season 5. In other words, if people want to jump in Season 5 and having not PvP'd before, they're going to be going against people who are min-maxed. They are gear to the 9s. And it won't really matter anyway because they would have died because they were season 4 ranked. You know, if you haven't done ranked PvP before, you're gonna struggle against people who have. But you know, the gear will make it a little bit of a bigger gap. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, because I don't actually know how this will play out. I know a lot of PvPers are happy, but some people who are not PvPers who might want to be trying this playstyle will have trouble.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. I don't know. I'm cautiously hopeful. That's the way I'm approaching all PvP with BioWare right now is cautiously hopeful, because I mean, well, I've gotten past the whole when I went to read a tactical strike I'd written like a year and a half ago, and it was like this full huge, you know. I like to think it was a well-spoken rant and not just a blind rant, but at the same time, it was still a rant. Like, you know, it was one of those logicked rants where like I was laying out every reason in full detail why BioWare was horrible at PvP design. But I've gotten to the point now where I realize they actually do make a lot of good decisions. It's just, do they make them all at the right times? Is mostly the issue right now, and that's one of the big things: is will they announce PvP rewards at the right time? And I really hope that they don't announce it immediately, but like a month in.
I think they did better last time, though, with the kind of teasers. That was better than before.
Yes, that was. And it got people excited. It got people to try it, even though they were just going for the crystal. That's a good thing. Like, if you can make the cutoff low enough that people have to achieve something, they can't just go in and die. They have to be prepared, but they could see themselves achieving it. Like, it's reasonable for them to think that they could achieve this with a little bit of work. You just don't want to make it so inaccessible. That's the thing, is ranked PvP seems inaccessible to the layman who's not tried it, and we don't really do anything to demystify it either. So I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where you want to make things exclusive, but you don't want to make it so exclusive that only like 5 people on the server get it, because then only 5 people on the server are queuing next time.
Yeah. Well, and that's what the whole crystal reward, they had this last time. Well, now if people are like, man, I should have done that. If they, like you're saying, make a bottom level that you have to be in, it's going to be that possibly achievable goal that they can like, well, okay, I want the crystals really bad, so I can do this. I can man up and get in there and get my rank PvP up that high.
Yeah. And I think it would also help. I would love this if they did it, if they added a dual queue system. I've been a huge proponent of this since early on in the system. Well, ever since they changed from 8v8 ranked to arenas, because they had that with 8v8 ranked, this dual queue where you could queue for regular and ranked PvP simultaneously, and it would hold your place. And it allowed you to not just stand on the fleet board waiting for your queue to pop. That's one of the biggest things, is people will queue up for 30 minutes, not get a queue pop, and then stop queuing, you know? And then that perpetuates this idea that if you queue, you're not going to get a game. So it kind of is a self-defeating cycle. And so if we could get dual queue, that would be great. And I feel like the technology already exists. I could be entirely wrong about that, because I know it's possible that the technology for 8v8 ranked and new ranked is completely different. And the only thing that's the same is the name, you know? Mm-hmm. But
well, they've been talking about something to make the queues better, but they haven't told us about it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, here's hoping for that from this next week. So
yeah, I'll just bug them again.
The better than cross server thing, yeah.
God.
Yeah, I'm like, what is better than cross server? Like, I don't even know. Like the whole concept of us being separated by rating into different servers has always seemed weird to me. Like, there's just no chance for anyone from the Harbinger to be top 10, pretty much. You will be a huge anomaly if you get there. And almost no one from those 96 people who get the top of the class, none of those people will probably be from the Harbinger, because we just don't have the queue size that Bastion and Prophecy of the Five have. So, to be compared to them seems unfair, because we aren't competing against them. We literally can't compete against them. So our rating shouldn't be compared. I mean, ELO is all about your competition. The whole formula factors in your competition. So it's kind of weird. I don't know.
Well, maybe they have figured out something they can about, especially with the ratings, and also queue times would be great.
Yeah, I'll be really fascinated I'll be watching eagerly with bated breath, just hoping, praying.
Kind of speaking on that, on some more of the PvP, we had something was brought up to us by our contest winner for a Revan book, and we will get into that into the community buzz. Now, for me, let's see, I would say PvP is kind of like this, a bunch of chaos and stuff like that. So, I have never done it, but we had a contest winner, David Rootsman, I believe. I'm going to know I messed that up again, but thank you, David, for your email last time saying don't worry about it. He came up with a discussion topic on ways to get better at PvP. And here it is. I found, let's see, I'll go and pop that. Let's see. There you go. I found in MMOs that the best way to learn to get better is to play against people 10 to 20% better than myself. But every time I fight, I usually find myself either up against a brick wall or beating the brick wall others hurl themselves against. Looking for ways to up my game, to get useful practice that I have trouble getting in the queues. But basically, he's wanting PvP advice, and I thought, hey, let's get Drew, and Heather already has some of the PvP stuff, so how do you get better at PvP? I'm taking notes myself.
Just keep doing it over and over and over and over again.
Well, but if you can't get like the queues to pop, like Drew was mentioning earlier, and like David's talking about, how are some ways that you can, up your PvP game?
What I do is I practiced against my friends and my guildies, because they're more gentle about it. I mean, I kind of know, say I'm fighting a merc or something or a sork, I can practice against specific classes and 1v1s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, duel as much as possible with anyone and everyone who will duel you. Especially if you're try to duel people who are above your level, too, because that makes it more difficult. And, I mean, not like, hey, I'm a level 30, I want to go after this level 60. That's just asking for it. But, like, if you're, like, level 58 going after level 59, that might be good. Run around flagged when you're doing your dailies. People will pounce on you, and you might lose a lot at first, but as you get better at playing under pressure, because you're not initiating the combat, someone else is. If you can learn how to pop the right defensive cooldowns and then return fire and cool your focus down to a point where you can calmly evaluate the situation and play the best that you can, that will help a lot in regular PvP situations. So, because Arena is all about surviving longer than the other team. People will say it's about killing the other team. That's wrong. It's about surviving longer. And part of that is killing the other team, but part of it's not dying so fast, and that's people don't realize that. They think, oh, I'm just going to, what is it called? Tunnel vision? Focus. I was trying to say focus and tunnel at the same time, and that was not working. But if you can learn how to calmly step away from your character, because you get into it and you kind of like, you get obsessed with not dying when you're out in the world and doing PvP in regular war zones and things like that. Sometimes you need to die. You just need to try things and learn how to die effectively even, because there's some war zones where I'll die on purpose. Like if I'm trying to defend again in Hutball and I know that they're coming back towards my goal line, I'll die on purpose to get back to my goal line quickly to come back to them. Or Void Star, I'll die to get to the next room to defend. Things like that. So.
Oh, you're Mr. Tricky.
Yeah, dude, I even die well. No, I'm just kidding. Oh. I die like a pro.
Drew's so good at PvP, he dies well.
Yeah, no, I'll put a picture in the. It's actually the picture that's on my Twitter in the background, but I'll put it in. I'll give it to you, Jason, to put in the show notes because it's funny because I'm like, it's what always happens to me. I'm dead, and there's like the medical power up right in front of me. And I took a screenshot because it was so funny because I was just like, I was 1 inch away from it. But anyway, play all the classes. That's another really useful thing to do is to play as many classes as you can. Like you don't have to be a major altaholic to really get a good feel for each class, but learn how each cooldown works, like defenses and what it looks like. So if you see the purple bubble that's kind of swirly around an assassin, you know that they're probably not going to be able to be hit with regular melee or ranged attacks. Like they're going to miss because it's deflection probably that they're popped. And if they are spec'd correctly, that could even negate stuns and sleeps. So things like that. You have to be very careful with learning how the other classes function and what that looks like when they do things. And that just takes time and practice. And if you just play all your alts, you'll be a better 1v1er. You'll be able to 1v1 those classes because you know how to play them against your class. So
now, the other thing when you're talking about duel and stuff is try to focus on maybe dueling other classes, specific classes.
Yes. Yeah, if you have trouble with assassins a lot, try to find some friendly assassins who'd be willing to duel you over and over again.
Yeah, and they might go for that because they're like, oh, well, if he has trouble with him, then I'll just beat him every time. It'll be fun for them until you start beating them.
And if you say, hey, I'll help you with your achievements, let's go to these places and I'll let you just kill me over and over again. And then eventually you'll start getting better and you'll start being able to kill them. And then you won't be afraid of them anymore. And not being afraid is the first step to being calm, to being able to step back and look at
That's very Jedi of you.
Yeah, that was very Whoa.
There is no emotion, there is peace. Yes, so very, very true. And then, you know what I found out recently, and I don't know why it didn't occur to me before, but watch guides. Like, I always would see these guides and people be like, I'm playing the assassin and I'm doing this guide on it, or I'm playing the power tech or whatever. And I'd be like, okay, fine, well, that's not a gunslinger. That's not the class I'm worried about. That's not the class I'm focusing on. I won't watch that guide. Hello, they're telling people how to play that class. You can watch them and see what tricks they're using. And then figure out how to defend against it. Like, if someone is doing the same thing over and over again and you know that, that's huge. That's power. If you know where the enemy is and what they're doing, that's Sun Tzu. That's like, you've got them. So
G.I. Joe, knowing is half the battle.
Exactly. So look at this. Sun Tzu, Jedi, G.I. Joe. That's how it works.
The more you need.
I know. So yeah, watching videos of other classes playing and seeing what they do and watching them and going, oh, okay, that's what they're... I thought that skill was just them being OP. No, it's actually every skill has a weakness, even if it doesn't seem like it. They have durations, if assassin pops Force Shroud and deflection at the same time, run. For at least 5 seconds. But if they pop only one or the other, then you can use the other type of skill, because one does force and tech and the other one does ranged and melee. So you can just kind of switch which kinds of skill you're using. So, and yeah, so learning things like that, you start thinking less about the game itself and more about the meta strategies that go into it, the way people think when they're playing. And that's something that can be done with or without Q-Pops. Because you can learn that dueling, you can learn that playing the other classes, and you can learn that watching other people play the classes.
Well, now, when you talk about also getting calm with that, is that also just getting your rotation down so much? Sort of like in PvE, only the fact is what you're talking about is learning how to be calm and recognizing things that they pop and how to react to those things?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, to use kind of an old example, because it doesn't really quite work so well anymore, but back in the day with my gunslinger saboteur spec, I would use this stun a lot, and I loved this stun. It was the one where you put shock charge on and then toss the incendiary grenade on top of them. Now it's kind of like a 3-step process, so it takes forever to do. But that was a really powerful thing because people would forget I had that. And so if I played like an assassin every time I would get them, I would stun them, and they would pop Force Shroud, and I would load up my my sabotage charge with all of the charges on it. And any assassin worth his salt goes, oops, he spec saboteur. I need to get those off me. And he would pop Force Shroud. It would completely eliminate it. Okay, you can't stun him. You can't do anything. So you root him because he can't deflect roots, and you run away until he can get to you. Then he comes over to you eventually, and then you stun him with your incendiary grenade. And then he's standing there in a pile of AoE. And I would do this every single time against assassins, and it was almost impossible to defeat if I knew what they were going to do. So that's just kind of like my rotation against assassins in PvP, if I knew what they were going to do. Now, if they popped out in stealth, then I have to think a little faster. But yeah, I mean, a lot of times it's kind of like a rotation. You have your defensive rotation. I have like muscle memory that pops all of my defensive cooldowns, and I have them keybound, of course, so I don't have to click them or move. Have to hit Alt 6. That's kind of a pain. I also use a Razer Naga, so that helps too.
Yeah, I
But
was gonna say you've got a Naga. That's cheating.
it practically is. But I also keybind my most important things near my left hand. So I actually don't use my Naga much for the really important things. I mostly use it when I'm grinding and have to hit the same button over and over again. But yeah, so I definitely do this kind of very specific order to my cooldowns, and I don't blow all of them at the same time unless it's just absolutely necessary, like in a ranked arena when everyone's coming for you all at the same time. But in like a regular war zone where I have to think more long term, like I'll have my A rotation and my B rotation, so I have cooldowns up at all times and things like that. So you just kind of think through your class and the strengths that you have and the weaknesses that you have, and you learn how to predict how other people will take advantage or not take advantage of what you're doing. And I'm sorry it's so vague, but like specific PvP advice for each class is totally different than general PvP strategies. So
That was really good.
Oh, I have one tip.
yeah, go for it.
So if you play a class like a Juggernaut or an Assassin or something like that, or a Power Tech, use your taunts just so you can get just so you can get those extra extra rewards, because the more gear you have, the better you'll be anyway. So if you're getting those oh my God! I'm having a really bad brain fart.
Protection medals.
Yeah, if you're getting more protection, you'll earn more. You'll earn more. You'll earn more commendations.
Yeah. You just start the sentences, I'll finish them. No worries. We got this between the two of us. Yeah, I got this. No, that's very true, and it also gives you achievements and all sorts of stuff like that too. So, and there's nothing like going into the middle of a fray and making everybody in the fray on the other team do 30% less damage. Like, that's just brilliant. That means your healer might survive the onslaught for 5 more seconds, enabling you to cap. Like, there's so many reasons why you should use your taunts. And protection medals are certainly very important for gearing and things like that, especially if you can use them as a DPS. That's the thing that people don't remember, is taunts are essential. If I see someone who's like a Juggernaut and they have done 700,000 DPS, or not DPS, that would be insane, damage in a war zone, 700,000 damage in a war zone, top damage, whatever, and they have like 0 protection or even 1,000 protection, I'm just going to be like, nope, you're not getting my VIP vote. That you just did not play your class to the max. You just tunnel visioned, went after easy kills. You're lazy. That's what I think. You should use all of your skills at all times. Anything that's useful, you should pop it all. If you have something on cooldown at the end of the match, you've done it wrong.
Your bar should be all grayed out with numbers.
Exactly. So I'm a big proponent of taunting. Yeah, and even off healing a little bit if you're DPS and you can save the healer real fast. That's not a bad idea. They kind of weakened it a bit with the discipline system, but because I used to have this sweet commando build that had like a hybrid healer damage thing going on, and now it's just hybrids are not a thing anymore. So that's okay though. I think it's good. It helps. It makes it easier to balance for sure.
Yeah. Well, I think that hopefully that answered, kind of gave you some tips there, David. And we want to thank you again for your discussion topic, and also congratulations on winning the Revan book.
Yeah, I did send it out, so hopefully let us know when you get it.
Definitely, let us know.
Been listening to that on an audiobook. Like right now, I'm in the middle of it, and it's so good. Oh,
is this your first time with it? Listening to it?
Yeah, it is. So it's so good. Yeah, it definitely fills in the blanks. Like I knew some of it, but it fills in the blanks very nicely. Such a good story, man. They should make a movie. I'll have to watch that movie.
Heather, have you read the book yet?
I've tried. I am really, 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 really bad at reading. Like, I start these books and then I just get, my attention gets taken away by something else.
Get the audiobook.
I used to read a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. The audiobooks are exceptional because the guy does really, really good voices. Like, you don't think voices they would be kind of cheesy, but this guy's voices are amazing. He does excellent. Does really detailed, like you could think they're different people. You know exactly who's talking when he does it. It's so good.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, that's really cheesy, like you said. It's really good. Plus, in the Star Wars books, they always have the sound effects and the music. It's excellent.
Yeah, the music's man, that's worth half of it right there.
Well, I think we're going to head and move on to our quick mentions. We have a Guild Ready Check and Streamer Spotlight with Michael from Death and Taxes. So we're going to listen to that real quick.
Okay, this is a little segment here. We got our Guild Ready Check and also Streamer Spotlight. Got Michael with us. He is from the Death and Taxes Guild. He also is a streamer for SWTOR. So, hey, Michael, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me on.
So, Michael, tell us a little bit about yourself and your guild.
Well, about me, there's not a lot to say. I've been playing MMOs since I was maybe 10 or 12 with Ultima Online. Kind of took a break between that and WoW, which I started up in, I believe, late 2006. In WoW, I was on Korgath, where the original Death and Taxes was on. And I say the original Death and Taxes, I mean our WoW branch. We are the original Death and Taxes. We are now a multi-game guild. That our most active games are SWTOR, Final Fantasy XIV, and Guild Wars 2. We had a branch in WildStar, but that kind of flamed out with the game itself. But as for SWTOR, we were originally headed up by a lot of the old WoW members. I believe Anti-Snow started the guild, and then NK took it over, and now I have it.
Oh, nice. What server are you guys on?
We're on Pot 5.
Oh, okay. I have a tune on there. That's I don't do anything with.
Yeah, Pot 5 is it's one of the smaller servers. There's no doubt about that.
So since you guys are on one of the smaller servers, what do you look for in new members, or are you even accepting any new members?
We are. Actually, recently we are stepping up our recruitment. Actually, what we're looking for is just top-end PvE players. If you've got the talent and you've got the time to dedicate to going for world first attempts on future content, especially in Nightmare, we want to look at you. Oh, and for this content cycle, if you play a bounty hunter at all, and I don't care what role you play because we have flexible raiders. Preference is given to mercenaries who can really play innovative ordnance very well because it's overpowered. That's just the long and short of it.
So how do they find you on Death and Taxes if they want to join, or do they apply online?
Yeah, our website is dtguilds.com. And from there you can apply to any one of our branches.
Oh, very nice.
And we're very modular, actually. I've only got access to the SWTOR section, even though I'm GM of it. It's, I don't know, it's very, I wouldn't say bureaucratic, but it's very professional.
So tell us a little bit more about your Twitch stream. I know you do the State of the Galaxy show.
Yeah, State of the Galaxy it's a podcast much like y'all's, but we come at it from a hardcore player perspective because I thought that was a gap that was missing. Basically what happens is I'll write show notes that week, and whoever wants to participate in Guild can participate. In the past, that's been players like Justin and Tenebris and people like that. And we've had pretty good success so far. We've done about 11 episodes. We don't really have a set schedule. It's really whenever there's something that we really want to talk about.
Oh, like legacy transferring nightmare mods?
Yes, yes. Topics like that. And more recently, the Corellian exploit, which I actually had Milas on from Zors to talk about that.
Jason, did you have any other questions for him at all?
Yeah, actually, what does it take, Michael, to become a PvE player going for a world first?
Time. Yeah, time, I would say most of all. You also, obviously, you have to have the requisite skill and the right attitude, of course. But if you don't have players that can put in the time it takes to really go at it and go hard in the paint, you're not going to be able to compete with guilds like Zors. And that's like not the most important thing. Obviously, the skill required is pretty important, but it's a huge factor in your success.
On the average, how much would you say you would spend in time-wise?
How much we spend, I would wager is not enough. We have, I mean, the reality of this content cycle in particular is that it was released during the holidays, which is a really bad time to release content. We've had people go on vacations. We've had people start new school semesters actually recently and not know what their schedules are going to be like. It's been pretty rough, and that's part of the reason why we're looking for new blood.
Yeah, I barely do like 6 hours a week in our progression rating.
Oh,
so yeah, you guys probably do like 6 hours a day.
6 hours a night would be pretty average. To really compete with Zors, though, I suspect we would need more than that, especially with how efficient they are. So I know exactly how long it takes for them to do stuff, and they're very fast at it. So either we need to put in more time, or we need to get a lot better.
So what's your favorite class and role?
My favorite class and role, damage, Sith Juggernaut. But if you bring melee to any of this content, you are hurting your raid. So I play Power Tech. Because Power Techs aren't actually melee. But Juggernaut, especially Vengeance, is the most fun spec to me in the game.
Yeah, obviously, I have a Vengeance Juggernaut, but I don't really play her.
You should. She'll be very fun. Obviously, I used to play a sniper, but the whole playstyle didn't change very much. I'm not looking for a whole playstyle change, but not even the rotation changed all that much, so I stopped. I changed mains when Shadow of Revan got released.
What's one more thing you are possibly excited about that you would like to see happen this year in SWTOR?
I want them to change the classes more. The most important thing about gameplay in an MMO is to keep it fresh, right? One major failure of Shadow of Revan, as I see it, is that they didn't do a whole lot to change people's day-to-day gameplay. Do you know what I mean? As I was saying with snipers, they didn't change all that much. There's quality of life improvements that are very obvious, and that's fine. Like, the utility system, great. I like it. But as far as my rotation goes, as far as generally what the class is capable of, not much changed. It's not like I got roll like in 2.0. There wasn't a whole lot of new stuff I can do, which is part of the reason why I switched. Power Techs also, I mean, yeah, their specs swap positions, but they didn't change all that much either. But at least it's a new rotation for me, so I'm not quite bored with it yet. So that was what I would look forward to. It's probably pretty ambitious to ask for this year, since, we just got an expansion. But that is something I expect from an expansion, to be honest with you.
Kind of change how you play the game.
Yeah. I would even go so far as to say it's necessary for them to do that before people start getting bored.
Well, I'm sure you can mention that next time you see them at the community cantina in San Antonio. You're going to be there, right?
I will be there.
Yeah, lots of people are going to actually be at that one because of PAX.
It was really hair raising trying to get a ticket. Actually, I didn't know if I was going to get one because as I was checking it and moving the money around, they were really running low. But yeah, I will be there. That is actually my hometown.
Oh,
so
okay.
That should be fun. It's not too far a drive for me. Other people I know are going to be there. Justin from Now Zors is going to be there. And I hope.
Guild?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't matter. I like him anyway.
Yeah. I also think quite a few more BioWare devs than the average Cantina tour are going to be there. I went to the one in Austin last year, and there were quite a few of them, since it was not very far from the studios at all. So hopefully the same thing can happen in San Antonio, since it's like an hour and 15 minutes away from here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, great. Jason, did you have any more questions for him? I don't think I have anything else.
Oh, can you give us that guild site one more time and what
Sure
they
thing.
need to do to get in touch with you guys?
It's dtguilds.com, and there's a button at the top that you'll see when you go in there called Join DNT, and when you hover over it, you've got a little list there: Final Fantasy, Guild Wars 2. We actually have Marvel Heroes, Star Citizen, which is never going to come out, by the way. Don't bother applying; it's vaporware, and Star Wars. I believe I said Star Wars already, but there it is.
Awesome. We'll also have that link in the show notes. So, want to thank Michael for coming on to our Guild Ready Check and Streamer Spotlight.
Sure. Thanks again for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks. We'll see you later.
See ya.
Yeah, that was Michael from Death and Taxes. It is a pretty wild group with their World First, and actually I got to check out on their website all their World First, which will put the link to their website, and also have some of the World First on the show notes. So it's pretty impressive.
And they are recruiting, so if you want to join a top PvE guild on Prophecy of the Five, they have room.
Maybe I'll roll up one of my alts on Prophecy of the Five.
Yeah, you said you wanted to be on a PvP server, and
yeah, just waiting for one of those 12 times XP things to come back, and then we'll do that. That'll be good, because I don't really after 9 of them or 11 of them. How many do I have now? Yeah, 11 of them. I really don't want to go through the world stories again. I'm tired. But Death and Taxes is very cool. You know, they're very, very popular, very famous. So one of the big ones.
Yep. Yes, indeed.
So if you're a guild looking to get your guild notice, why not contact us about being on a guild ready check like Death and Taxes? If you're interested, please send us an email to corellianrun@gmail.com, or you can contact me at heather@prettylittlesith.com.
I want to thank all those guilds who have contacted us, like Death and Taxes, and we'll stay tuned for new guild ready checks and community checkpoint articles. Don't forget to check out all the great articles on CR this past week.
Yeah, including Drew's new articles or updated articles.
Mm-hmm.
We'd also like to make a few shout-outs to our fellow SWTOR podcasts. We have Utini Cast, Unnamed SWTOR Podcast, Toro Cast, Escape Podcast, Bad Feeling Podcast, Star Wars Beyond the Stars, Enmity Podcast, Healing SWTOR, Old Republic Radio, Tor Noob, State of the Galaxy by Death and Taxes. That was Michael there that we were just talking to. And the Hopecast. So if you're not on this list, please let me know so we can add you on here.
I'll add one real quick. Casual Core Radio, a brand new radio program brought to you by Joe and Drew. On all things
I
MMOs.
thought you guys have been around for a while.
No, we actually just started this one up. So the site has been up for a while, but we haven't put out any episodes for this whole time. We've been just trying to get it off the ground.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, because I knew the name was familiar, but I haven't heard anything else. So
yeah, so the first one's up. So go check it out now. You can hear my sweet.
We will add that to our list.
We'll add
on the top.
So, just like Drew, if we're missing any podcast, give us a shout out. Either via Twitter, email, or anything else. You can let us know, and we will get your podcast or community site on our show notes. So, please take a minute to leave us a positive feedback on iTunes. You can also subscribe to our podcast on iTunes.
You can also contact us through our website, corellianrun.com, through Twitter at corellianrun, or individually to me at Heather_PLS or Jason at JT_HollowNet. You can also go join our Facebook group or go to our Facebook page where we post a lot of our updates. You can also leave your questions or ideas for discussion topics to us on Twitter or by email at corellianrun@gmail.com. Also, we're looking for more writers, as always, so you can contact Jason at corellianrun.com.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for us at Corellian Run Radio. I want to definitely thank all of you for tuning in, and also thanks to Drew for stopping by. We really appreciate him visiting with us again.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
We hope you could stop by more often, man.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully.
So, until next time, I'm Jason.
I'm Heather. May the Force be with you.
Or keep those blasters by your side, kid.
Nice. I had to put that in there for Drew. You've been listening to Corellian Run Radio, a Star Wars The Old Republic podcast. Tune in next time to hear Heather say,
"See you in San Antonio." Can I say that again? I think I added an extra syllable.
How many syllables are there in San Antonio? I'm not even sure. San Antonio.
See you in right there. That was the extra syllable.